Another important video is actually about the plaque hypothesis. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So first of all, there is a non-specific and specific plaque hypothesis which was actually delineated in 1976 by Walter Losty, a researcher at the University of Michigan. Now, what is non-specific plaque hypothesis says that basically it maintains a periodontal disease that results from the elaboration of noxious product by the entire plaque flora. Non-specific means that all the bacteria actually is involved in the plaque flora. Means all the bacterial toxic products actually when they release in the plaque, so all the bacteria, either it is specific non-specific, all are contributing to the plaque formation. Okay, now moving towards a specific plaque hypothesis, which states that only a certain plaque is pathogenic, means a certain bacteria that cause the pathogenesis or formation of plaque. Its pathogenesis actually depends on the presence of increase in specific microorganisms. Means they said that the plaque formation occur in the presence of some specific microorganism. If these organisms will present, so the plaque will form. Otherwise, there will be no plaque formation. This concept predicts that plaque harboring specific bacterial pathogens that results in the periodontal disease, because these organisms produce substances that actually mediate the destruction of the host tissues, actually that actually cause the destruction of host. So we have some periodontal pathogens like Acrogatibacter, Actinomyceta comitans, Porphyromonas gingivalis, Terranella forsythia. Then first we will study about the Porphyromonas gingivalis. It is found in very low numbers in health, but in disease they are worsened, means it is increased deeper in the pockets. More, it causes the bone destruction. Very important, it inhibits the migration of poly it inhibits the migration of the PMNs, means neutrophils, and strongly associated with the aggressive periodontitis. You can see here the Porphyromonas gingivalis, how actually the capsule, the fibri, the invascens, the collagenase, the trypsins like proteins, the cell toxic substances, specific protease, then specific cytotoxins, all this how it releases. Acrogatibacter actinomycetes comitans, which is strongly associated with the aggressive periodontitis and invading the normal immune response, destroy the gingival connective tissue and bone. And now you can see the also its antitoxins, leukotoxins, cytotoxins, adhesins, bacteriocins, invasions. Again, it is a non-professional phagocytes. Okay, the Terranella forsythia. It is actually distinguishes individuals with periodontitis, those with periodontal health. In epithelial cells, they are recovered from the periodontal pockets. Now study the main topic, which is also bacterial complexes. Sokransky grouped the microorganisms into complexes and designed each color complex. Their composition of the different complexes is based on the frequency with which microorganisms are recovered together. The colors are assigned on the basis of health and disease. Very, very important. This is an intermediate between health and disease. In health, we have actually streptococci. Okay, in health we have streptococci, Vellinolia. We have actually, okay, we have also some all bacteria, like we have okay. Now basically the disease, the intermediate part, which is actually the orange part, it actually connect the health and the disease. In this Fusonucleobacterium is very important, actually very, very important. Provatera intermedia, again very, very important actually. Then in disease, which is the most important is Porphyromonas gingivalis, Forsythia, and Denticola. Very very important. And someone asked you, this is the most important table, that which color complexes and in which color complex which bacteria sites. Okay. Yellow and green are usually the early colonizers. They are believed to be also compatible with the gingival health. Orange and red then are the major pathologic agents of the periodontal disease. In health, basically, the bacteria is actually non-motile. They all are cocci and rods. They are gram-positive bacteria. Okay, but when it is moving to the disease, so the bacteria become motile. They become rods, filaments. They are involved then in that. And one more important, that in health there is aerobic environment, but in the disease there is anaerobic environment for the bacteria like Porphyromonas gingivalis. Okay, so it is very important. So basically there is a shift between a health and a disease, and also a shift between the bacteria and the from the healthy flora to a disease bacteria. Then basically it is these are the primary colonizers, and these are the late colonizers. Okay, a recap that biofilm is a mushroom-shaped colonies. It secrete extracellular polysaccharide like matrix fluid channels, basically that penetrate through direct cell-to-cell communication between bacteria, produce signaling proteins. A mature biofilm does not consist of only one species of bacteria. It contains microcolonies. It develops by sticking one bacteria species on top of another. Okay. Then the formation of plaque was their association, adhesion, proliferation, microcolonies, biofilm formation, and growth and maturation. Okay, so this is the summary of all that what we have studied till.